This is Dragonflies Review on the Fly, Throwback Thursday. The following content is not suitable for children under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alright, we're going to do another Throwback Thursday. And this time we have the G1 Wheeljack. Now, this is my second copy of this character because the first one I had as a kid, and it was pretty smashed up. There wasn't much left of it. Was going to try and rebuild him at one point, but the parts for this guy is just so expensive. It's crazy. The weapons and stuff alone are stupid expensive. I managed to do a pretty decent trade to get him, so I got him 100% complete. I don't have all the missiles here. They're put away, but I have 2 of them here on him, so I can display him. Back then, these didn't have a ton of articulation, so, I mean, they were pretty much bricks. But anyways, here that we have the missiles, they don't really shoot, because back in the day, they really didn't do too much, for the fact that some kid choked on a missile from, a Battlestar Galactica toy. So, yeah, they had to weaken springs so kids couldn't choke on them. Anyways, yeah, this Wheeljack, I mean, his arms can't really do much with these side cannons on. Can only go about that far. Can only bend his wrist in. Shout out to you, Dennis. I know this is your favorite character. So, anyways, we're going to pop these off carefully because I've seen so many of these cannons busted online. So I carefully pop them off. There's one. Just doing this off camera because I want to make sure I don't break these things because these things are expensive. So now we can do, like, if you don't have the missiles, you can, like, it's got that much, you know, articulation. You can go about there, you know, above his head. You really don't have much articulation. You can turn his head back and forth. No waist. No, you know, no articulation in the wrists other than you can bend them in for transformation. Yeah, so we got a transformation now. First you want to do is you want to spin his head around backwards and kind of compress those in together. You don't have to take them off. I don't. Fold his wrist in. Then to repeat with the other side. Fold his wrist in. Slide it together. And we'll bring that together. So, this figure did not have any weapons storage. You snap them together there. Bring that down. Open the windshield, or yeah, the windshield canopy area. Then you bring that in. Now, before I close this, I want to show this is from the Diaclone Micro Man line, I believe it is, or Micro Change. There used to be a little dude that sat in this, and this is one of the figures they brought over. It's a remnant from a previous era from these guys. So that's what those little housing was for. Before I learned that, I thought that was a place to put the weapons, but, you know, many years later, I learned that's not what that's for. You know, they've got some nice detailing inside there. Yeah. Keep those underneath. Don't want to lose these. These are expensive, too. I mean, he rolls still. We got the rubber wheels. They're actually getting kind of sticky. I wonder, can they be loosened? Well, they got a hex set on them. They might be able to be loosened. I mean, this thing is suffering from severe old itis, as my dad puts it, when something starts to break down over time. Things get tight or they get brittle. I've ran across some Transformers that so brittle you could crush them in your hand. But yeah, this is Wheeljack. He's a nice little figure. For back in the day, you got all these nice decals on there. I've thought about getting repro labels for that, but I don't know. Kind of like seeing it a little bit worn. It shows age, I guess. Yeah, and then, I mean, there's no place to store these. I mean, nowhere to store them. I mean, if you wanted to set these up like this and, you know, just for the display purposes like that, you could. But, yeah, I mean, there's nowhere to really store these. Never could back then, you know, I mean. And, I mean, these things are so easy to transform back then. I mean, you do it in a couple of seconds. Spin those around. Head around. Oh, I knocked off one of his wings. There you go. There we go. There we have Wheeljack back in his in his root mode. Again, these things were mainly bricks back in the day, but I still loved them. Because I was an 80s kid, you know, I grew up with these guys, so they'll always hold a special part in my heart, you know. Anyways, it's been another Throwback Thursdays. If you like my content, it'll do me a great deal if you subscribe. It doesn't cost you a cent. Please share, like, and until next time, this Dragonfly signing out. Till all are one.